But just reading itself was not an energizing thing. But I love stories. I'm a person, I really love stories. I gotta find them. And most of them was written. They wasn't sitting around because people die off and leave. They take their story with them unless they put them in a book. So I gotta start reading. But that's one thing I was telling myself, that reading was the hardest thing to do until I started doing it. And I had to recondition my brain. So what I had to do, I had to rewire this brain here, because he was conditioned on a whole lot of story I was telling myself since I was young. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that. I won't do that. I won't do that. And that was the belief system I was wired with. And it took me a while to break it. Just a lot of hours, a lot of sleepless night, like listening to books, reading books, until my brain was like, this guy's serious. So we're gonna work. We're gonna negotiate with him. But whoever listen right now, if you listen to this and you have different things in your life that are like, okay, the world is changing, things are changing, but I'm not improving. It comes back to how you're measuring, like how you're measuring your own improvement. And if you look at where you started from the way you are right now, I guarantee you there's some improvement. You just don't see it.
Yeah. Like, how do we redefine success in the middle of change?
Mm-hmm.
Because success is messy. It's beautiful. It's exciting. We get scared. We get anxious. We get stuck. But because we're committed to transformation, because we're committed to change, if you want something different, you have to do different things in order to have that. How are you growing in the process is the most important part of actually arriving where you want to be. How are you handling the things that you're confronted with today? How would the old version of you handle those same things? That's a measurement of growth. Are you going to fly off the handle in the past, and then this time, instead of flying off the handle, listen, I'm Puerto Rican from the Bronx. I could go from 0 to 100 real quick, right? And so back in the day, the young version of me, that was like my defense mechanisms went up, and I had to learn that if you want a different result, you need to do different. And so now perhaps I extend a little more grace and a little more empathy, and I have different perspectives to help me along the way. But what are the things that helped me get there? Definitely mindset. And I'm going to say every week we have common theme of 3 things that all of our conversations fall back into the categories of. And that's mindset, growth, and community. And those were the 3 things that helped me evolve and change and grow. Those were the 3 things that when I look today and I say, okay, the current version of Jess and who I am today, how did I get here? I got here through the School of Hard Knocks, the University of the Universe. I got here from realizing that busy work is not the same thing as real work, that shifting the same things just in different positions gets you the same outcome. And being able to realize that I had the ability to be able to lean into, okay, if this is what you want your life to look like, what do you need to do in order to arrive there? I'm a work in progress. I say I'm perfectly imperfect. I'm always looking to be better, do better. I want people to give me that feedback. I want people to say, listen, I know you handled it this way, but have you ever thought if you just handled it this way or changed that one little thing, that the outcome could have been different? I want that. I want to receive that. I'm open to that. But a lot of people in their perspective and their progress towards change are not. So how do you change that? How do you accelerate the growth process and open your mind and your heart to hear the things that other people have to say for you to be able to grow? You've been in positions like, and I would think in the military, people telling you what you had to do, you may not have agreed with it. How did you deal with that? How did you agree with people? How did you deal with people telling you what you had to do in order to get the end result?
There's 2, like, they break it down in a couple different ways, but in the military, we got what we call the tactical level and the strategic level. And oftentimes, when you're at the tactical level, you just gotta focus on the step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do this and get it done. Because big organization to move a big group of people, you need tactics. But then at the other level, which is the strategic level, which is more like you gotta really work on that philosophy and those principles and those systems that you gotta create for people to execute under. And once I started learning how those 2 processes play together, I'm like, okay, I can do this. Because oftentimes, even in real life, we like tactics. Like we understand the tactics of things. But then if you understand the strategy piece of it, it makes a difference. And most of us understand tactics. You go to school, they teach you do this one, do this two. They tell you exactly what to do, and you go execute. But then if you gotta create yourself, now what's the difference? But when it comes to your life,